welcome to another edition of Old Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Perry, on location today in beautiful Pensacola, Florida. Yes, I talked about it for weeks, folks, and I'm finally here. So I'm with my grandchildren and my son, and we're just going to have a wonderful day in paradise. They're looking at me like I'm kind of funny because they've never seen a podcast live before. All right, so a little business, folks. Appreciate your comments that you've been sending to the website. Appreciate all the positive energy you guys have been sending me, and it's very, very much appreciated. Remember to go to the website and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. All right, so in just a moment, we'll be right back. We're going to be talking a little softball. Thanks for listening. So we're back, as promised, and so I'm your old host, Perry, and like I said at the beginning of the show, we got my son, Derek here, and we're just going to talk a little softball. I'm in town to see my granddaughter play in the World Softball Series. I think that's World Series Softball, something like that.
Yeah, 10U World Series Girls Softball.
Yeah, so that's the name of it. We went to 2 games yesterday.
2 pool games, yep.
And the first one didn't turn out so well.
No.
But the second one, which you missed, but you heard all the highlights, was an awesome game. The only thing negative about that game was the bugs that were eating us up.
Down here in the South, you're going to have a lot of bugs.
So, well, let's see now. Paisley, you were in the game.
Yep.
How was it for you?
It was fun. I felt good about it because 7-2 us.
Awesome. Make some good plays.
Yep.
Yeah. Good catches. Good hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Paisley is, as stated earlier, she's a 10U softball player, plays travel ball. But this is her last tournament at 10U, and she'll be moving up to 12U. And she is pretty doggone good at softball.
She is. Yeah, not to take away from you, but the whole team. I mean, there's no I in team. I mean, everybody worked well together, and it's really a good performance last night, I have to say. What about you, Collins? Do you play a little ball?
Not right now.
No, but you do play ball?
Yes, sir.
Softball?
Yeah.
Baseball, basketball, football?
So Collins is a fly-by-the-seat-of-her-pants type personality. She's a little bit of an introvert, but she's funny and goofy and quirky. But when it comes to sports, she is really, really good. Way better than she gives herself credit for.
No comment? Okay. All right. So, how long have you guys been doing this travel softball thing?
Well, Paisley probably started in 8U when she was 6 years old. Yeah. So 8U is coach pitch, and she did that, and I have coached either her team or Collins' team for probably a total of 3 or 4 seasons. And so yeah, every year with travel it's a little different. With rec ball, you got your defined spring season, which is your main season, and then your off season in the fall, where it's a little bit less competitive, things like that. But with travel ball, it's pretty much always competitive. And this fall, when she joins 12U team, they've already said that they're only going to do 3 or 4 tournaments. But in the spring it'll be hot and heavy. I mean, just about every weekend you're going somewhere or you're playing local.
Right. And I mean, we've talked about this before, but that's very difficult to arrange work schedules, school schedules, travel, and lodging, and depending on how far away you're going to play.
It can be. Thankfully, I have a job that is really focused on work-life balance, and so anytime I have to take off early or anything like that, it's usually not a big deal. I have the option of either working 4/10s to be off on a Friday, or I get pretty substantial paid time off every year. So
Well, that's great.
it works out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank goodness for PTO.
Yeah. Amen.
That's got me here this week. So, what's that? You want to talk? Go ahead, talk. It's just an open forum here. We just sit here and shoot the bull. You don't want to shoot a bull? That's Colin. She's being very shy at the moment. Paisley? So.
What are you sipping on there, Perry?
Well, let's talk about that. I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger. You regular listeners to the show know that Wayne talks about Voodoo Ranger every time he gets on the broadcast. So, and Mama Son has just showed up. Hello, and so yeah, we're sitting here sipping down a couple.
Well, I am drinking Orion's Original Brew from Orion Draft Beer, Okinawa, Japan.
Wow. What's the percentage on that one?
Well, it's in Japanese, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay. I know a guy. Let me see if I can figure that out. All right, so tell me about it. What's it like for you, traveling, travel ball?
It's difficult because the 5-hour drives everywhere. It's not fun, but it's worth it. So it's worth getting on the field and playing.
So describe for the listeners what it's like, because we're sitting there in our shorts and our tank tops and our hats on, and we're sweating to death, but you're playing in knee-high socks, full-length pants, nylon pants, and a jersey. What's that like?
Well, I mean, I don't really feel the sweat, but once I get into the dugout and I sit down, I'm like, I can't do this. But like once I'm on the field moving and stuff, it really doesn't bother me.
Yeah, instinct takes over, and you just don't think about it, right?
Like I don't think about it. All I'm worrying about is when the bat is coming off the ball, or the ball's coming off the bat.
So you've always played only travel?
No, I've played, there's two kinds. There's rec and there's travel. Travel is more competitive and more, like, that's next level. And then rec is just, like, have fun and doesn't matter if we win games or anything.
Right.
So you are wrapping up your second year of travel ball?
I am, yes.
Second year of travel.
Yeah.
So it's more competitive. It's more fun, travel.
Yes, travel is, I mean, when you go to practice, like when I practice, it's maybe 2-3 hours. When rec is only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is a lot more getting down and working. Like when we go to practice sometimes, this team that we play a lot, Gulf Coast Grind, their coaches make them do 50 balls without making mistakes.
Really?
And if they do, they have to redo it.
Wow.
And so when we went to 25 or 35 one time, and we tried to do it, and there was hundreds of mistakes. So, I mean, we're getting better at it. We're going to win the World Series. I mean, this is our hometown.
Right.
So we have an advantage. So
That's good.
Well, for a few years now, we've had a saying, hard work
pays off.
Hard work pays off every time.
So how do you now? I'll just use last night as an example. I thought the team you were playing last night came out really strong in the first inning, and then you guys rallied and conquered. So what did you guys do in the bullpen to?
I mean, we're just gonna work hard this game. We're gonna try to make our coaches proud. We're gonna go out there and win this game so we can go farther and farther in the World Series, and we can make it to Saturday and win the championship.
That's right. So you guys just motivated each other.
Yeah, and when somebody was down and crying in the dugout, we picked him back up, and that's what happens when you do that. You win games.
That's awesome.
So,
What's up?
Stop.
What's up, Giggle? You not going to talk to us? All right, talk to me. So you seem to like gymnastics a lot and running.
Mhm.
Yeah? I used to run. Can't tell it now, but I used to run.
But speaking of like going far for like travel ball, we went all the way to New Orleans.
That's a long ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when she was on Turbulence, we went all the way to Gulfport. And like Millbrook.
Well, I think the furthest we went was probably Troy. We went to Troy for a tournament.
Yeah, Troy.
Mm-hmm.
We went all the way to Troy for
That was last year though.
But it was actually really fun.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. You get to see new cities. You get to eat at certain restaurants you've never been to before.
I did
Well, we
not
also-
like New Orleans. Their roads were so thin.
Oh, tell me about it.
So my mom was trying to drive, but this house was like on the road, like almost on the road,
Yeah?
and they had like this tiny yard, and it was like so bad. Like I'm like I can't live in that. So
Oh.
yeah, that's
The
why
house was right on the road.
not in the like not
I
on
know, right
not-
on the edge of the road.
yeah, on the edge of the road.
It was noisy.
Yeah, really noisy. So I bet they couldn't even sleep at night. Oh, so at like
There's lots of spirits in New Orleans as well.
there are.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we saw some haunted houses. Like one time when we were in Zoe's car, I saw something like fly like out of a house.
Probably a bat.
No, it was like clear. Like,
Clear?
Like white and clear.
It was white and clear and it flew out of a house.
Yes, out of a spooky window.
It was probably somebody smoking. They blew smoke out the window.
Really?
Yeah. You ever seen a guy smoke a cigar? Big puff of smoke.
Oh yeah. So my cousin Isaiah, he vapes and it comes out his nostrils.
No way.
Yeah.
Like the demon.
What?
Like a demon.
I do not want to know what a demon is.
I don't either.
But I'm sure you already know it. No, but it was like clear and it just flew out by itself. It wasn't smoke.
Okay.
So it had to be a ghost.
Did I ever tell you the story about the graveyard where I grew up?
Yeah.
There was this place that you go up the hill at night, and there was a crypt up on the hill.
But
I'm saying
did you
this for
ever-
the benefit of the
Did you
audience.
ever go at daytime?
Yeah.
And it's still open.
No, it didn't open.
That's sad.
So as you go up the hill and you're watching this crypt at night, the door opens.
But there's nobody in it.
I don't know. I didn't get out of the car
Well,
and
it
go
sounds
look.
like there's somebody in it.
Something opened the door.
Probably a spirit or a ghost.
Probably that same one from New Orleans.
That one did not open.
Well, he can fly, so it doesn't take him very long to get
Yeah.
everywhere.
Fly.
Fly.
I mean, he can fly. But I bet, I'm sure it was smoke or something, but probably a ghost.
Okay.
But there are definitely spirits in houses in New Orleans.
Yeah. That
Could be.
some of them actually like Coca-Cola.
Don't remind me.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. We're going on 15, so we're going to keep it short today. More than likely, I'll do another episode, probably a video or something later on this week before the series is over. We'll get some footage of the actual tournament and the game, and we'll post that up on YouTube and the website. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you and everything. Thank you guys for being part of the show today.
Glad to be here.
And
Your pleasure.
yes, it has been my pleasure. So with that, well, thank you all, and I'm not going to disrespect him, and I'm not going to say my 3 words that I normally say to close off the show. But anyway, take care.
It turned red.
Exactly. Can they break it if it turns red?
I muted it.
Oh!
Wait, hold on, stop. I want to listen to it. Is it still going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
Why?
talking about.
Why is it still going?
Hey guys, so guess what? So Paisley likes to fart a lot. TMI.